Now, sadly for you people, we live next door to the United States. Yeah, sad trombone. There are 3 out of 192 countries in the world. 3 of them insist on using the stupidest form of measurement ever invented. Unfortunately for us, one of those 3 is the United States, the most powerful country in the world. So we, being right next to them, are forced to learn the stupidest way to measure things ever. Does anybody know what that is called? It is the Imperial System.
We just went there, and some of the kids that do metric, they said it's like way easier and makes more sense.
Yes.
They're just not used to it.
Yeah, they're just not used to it.
When we went to Europe, my dad thought it was weird because they were talking meters all the time.
All the time.
The only time, like even like how we say building materials and stuff, you still do it by the foot.
Yep.
Whatever. And they said it in metric there.
Yeah.
My dad's like, that's super weird.
It is.
Like, I think of it that way too. So like, why? I'm confused at all.
If we had one of our European friends in here, I would ask her or him how tall he or she was. And they would say 162 centimeter.
T-shirt?
Oh, Isabel, how tall are you?
I'm Brazilian.
Yes.
Like we do that as well. I am 1 meter and 78 centimeters.
See, 1 meter, 78 centimeters. How tall are you, Nathan? Don't know it in either. How tall are you, Rylan? 6 foot. How tall are you, Isabel? And don't say that again. That embarrasses me because I'm only 176 centimeters tall. So I forgot that you were from Brazil and that obviously that would work for you as well. Sadly, now, do you even know what, if somebody says I'm 6 feet tall, does that mean anything to you?
I can tell them they're tall.
That's all you know though, right? Yeah. Now, we won't ask Isabel how much she weighs, but I will say how much I weigh. I weigh 200 pounds. I have no idea what that means. One time, yes, it's 200 pounds, and yes, it's a little embarrassing, Kaylee.
No, she said she weighs 200 pounds too.
Okay. Yeah. All right, Kaylee. 200 pounds if you're on Jupiter. Jupiter is way bigger than Earth, so it has more gravity, so you're heavier on Jupiter. That's what I was saying. Don't take it as an insult. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, I was in Whistler, and I had to do a scavenger hunt. And one of the things we had to do was get a picture of us piggybacking somebody. No, us being piggybacked by a stranger. So you had to walk around and ask a stranger to piggyback you. And I, of course, being who I am, started talking to some very pretty ladies. And they, of course, did not want to piggyback me. But the guys that were with them said, oh, I will piggyback you. But they were from Germany. And he says, how much do you weigh? And I said, 200 pounds. And he says, I do not know what that means. I said, it's 100 kilograms. I cannot piggyback you. I had to go to kilograms before. Well, it would be 220 pounds, but I went high because it's easier just to divide by 2. Yeah. Okay, so the Imperial System is the United States. Just out of curiosity, can anybody, I said there were 3. Does anybody know either of the other 2? Nathan? Nope. They are officially metric. Nope. China is metric. Nope. France invented the metric system.
Britain, I guess.
Nope. Somewhere where? It is a country in Africa. Nobody knows any countries in Africa. Everybody can say Egypt. How many countries can you guys name in Africa? Just out of curiosity. Nathan. A lot? Nigeria?
Somalia, Madagascar, South Africa, Niger, Congo, Tunisia, Morocco, Sudan.
That's impressive. Most people can't do that because most people forget that Africa is like 1/6 of the world and everybody thinks it's like nothing. You can fit like 87 Canadas in Africa, but nobody knows anything about it. It is Liberia. Liberia. Ironically, the country invented to send freed slaves from America back to Africa too.
Wait, what's the other one then?
I'll get to that. Don't give me away. Liberia and Myanmar, which is the proper name for Burma. 3 very powerful countries insist on using the Imperial System. All 189 other countries in the world have pulled their heads from their bums and are using the metric system, which isn't really called the metric system. We just call it that. It's its nickname. It actually has a proper name. We'll talk about that in a minute. The imperial system, what is it based upon? Yeah, body parts. Why is that idiotic?
Because it can change.
Of course it can change. If you are measuring height by the size of one person's foot, and that person is, for example, Shaquille O'Neal, who was 7 foot 4 inches tall and had a size 22 foot that long, it was a little stupid. Because if you were measuring by that, then Rylan is 4 feet tall. Is he? No. So, it's based upon body parts. And there's been a lot of them through the years. The easiest one that we know of is foot. And it's stupid. Yes, Malik? Yeah, inches is thumbs. Because in French, it's pouce for thumb. Yeah, it's based on body parts. There was another one, the cubit, which was your elbow to the tip of your middle finger. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty short, fat, and stubby. My cubits are significantly smaller than I bet Malik's are, or Ryland's. But I bet I have a better cubit than Kaylee. Let's see. I don't even want to put my arm by Ryland's because it will embarrass me. All right? Idiotic system. Huh? Yeah, because it's stupid. Here's something else that people don't know. The United States military, which is, let's be honest, the most important thing in the United States, their military does everything metric. Because it's smart. Because you can do the math easily. Right? If something is 1.7 kilometers away, you know it's 1,700 meters. So, that's the dumb way. The smart way, does anybody know the proper name for the metric system, just out of curiosity? It is French.
I know it's French.
Système International, which is SI. And we nickname it the metric system because it's based on the meter. Except that's stupid because we don't just measure stuff, do we?
No.
We weigh stuff, right? And all that has metric. We have volume, that's metric too. So calling it the metric system, that only includes meters. Yeah, that's why it's called the metric system, because it's based on a meter. It is based upon a basic unit. Whatever we're measuring, that's the point. Based upon a basic unit of measurement which multiplies by factors of 10. Why does this make sense? Because that's how we count. We count in chunks of 10, don't we? 2, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's why this makes more sense. Now, just out of curiosity, I will give a 5 gummy bear prize tomorrow to the person who can tell me how long a meter is. Don't say it now, because I'm going to tell you right now the answer is not 100 centimeters. It is not 1,000 millimeters. It is not 10,000 micrometers. It is not 100,000 nanometers. It is not 10 decimeters. It is none of those things. So your 5 gummy bear prize is when you tell me how long a meter is tomorrow. No, it's none of those things.
It has to do with the circumference of the Earth, but I'm not sure what's the number.
I'm not saying nothing. If you want 5 gummy bears, you will find it out. All right. Now, which are these? MMCM, MKM. Are those SI or Imperial? Those are SI. And are those lengths, weights, volumes? What are they? Length. Those are SI lengths. But the thing you need to know about SI is it's all the same.
I thought you said based on whatever it is.
Trust me on this. It's all the same for weight, volume, everything. And what makes it the same? What has changed here? The scale changes. Which is the scale? The first letter or the second letter? The first is what changes. All of these second M's stand for what word? Meter.
It's just a bigger chunk of them.
Exactly. This M is milli. Now, how many of you have done enough French to know what milli means? 1,000. What's this one? Centi. 100. Like 100 cents in a dollar. Okay? All of you have played with computers enough. What's K stand for? Kilobyte. Kilo. Those are the ones we use in Canada. In the rest of the world, they use a bunch more. Yeah. We use those ones. And they stand for milli, centi, and kilo. And we all know that, right? Yeah, there is. In the middle of all these, you can see milli to centi. If this is based on 10, and milli is 1/1000th, centi is 1 what? 1/100th. If I'm going by chunks of 10, the next one must be 1/10th, correct?
Yeah.
Divide by 10, divide by 10. Right here would be the divide by 10. And that is deci, like decimal. So it would go millimeter, centimeter, decimeter. A decimeter is 10 centimeters or 100 millimeters. Now, if this is kilo, that's 1,000, correct? What's missing between meter and 1,000? I'm missing the 10. Right there, the 10 one is deca, like decade. And the 100 is hecto.
We use that stuff for counting data, I guess.
Counting data, but hecto we actually do use. How many of you guys remember whenever BC is on fire every summer, they tell you how big the fire is, yes? Hectares. A hectare is 100 meters squared. Acres are imperial. They're tiny. An acre is about the size of a little bit bigger than a baseball diamond. Like the whole diamond with the home run fence and everything. That's about an acre. Hectare is significantly bigger. It is 100 meters by 100 meters. So it is 10,000 meters squared. It's big. I don't know, because I don't use acres. But it's a lot. Everybody cool? So to do metric, all you need to know is milli, centi, deci, deca, hecto, kilo. And then that's how many decimals there are. There you go. That's all you got to do it. So, in the space right here at the bottom of your page, just to remind you, I like to write this. Milli, centi, deci, base, deca, hecto, and kilo. Now, when we're doing data, like Nathan was talking about, we go bigger than both of these, right? What's after kilo? What's after kilobyte? Megabyte. What's after megabyte? Giga. What's after gigabyte? Tera. What's after terabyte? Does anybody know? Petabyte. And all those are going up times 10, right? So to put this in terms you guys would understand, if I had 1 byte, then I have 0.1 of a decabyte. Does everybody understand? Because a deca is 10 times bigger. I have 0.01 of a hectobyte, and I have 0.001 of a kilobyte. Everybody with me? Yes. So all you're doing is moving the decimal. So let's make it bigger and easier. If I have 1,000 bytes, how many decabytes do I have? 100. How many hectobytes? 10. How many kilobytes? 1. How many megabytes? 0.1. How many gigabytes? 0.01. How many petabytes? Tera. I forgot tera. Terabytes. 0.001. Everybody cool? Now what if I go the other way? If I have 1,000 bytes, how many decibytes do I have? 10,000. How many centibytes? 100,000. How many millibytes? 1,000,000. How many microbytes? 10 million. How many nanobytes? 100 million. How many picobytes? 1 billion. Everybody cool? You're just moving the decimal. Everybody understand? Now that's super easy when it's just ones and zeros, right? So what would happen if I told you I had 6.35 meters? How many decameters do I have? 0.635. How many centimeters do I have? Centimeters. 635, because I would move the decimal 2 the other way. Is everybody good with metric? And that's it. No matter what we say, decimeter, deciliter, decigram, it's all the same thing. Okay? What if they make up a new measurement? It would be exactly the same. What if I told you that the measurement, some alien has come here and told us that they like to weigh things in kreplocks? And you, Jashanpreet, weigh 75 kreplocks. How many decakreplocks do you weigh? 7.5. It doesn't matter what this is. This tells you where to put the decimal. Everybody cool? What do you mean by space? Like distances in space? They actually use something called astronomical units, which is the distance from Earth to the sun. They also use light years, which is the distance light travels in a year, which is a phenomenal amount of distance, because light travels at 289,000 meters per second or something, which is why it takes the light from the sun 8 minutes to get here. And of course, all the stars you see in the sky, most of them are long since dead. Their light is just getting to us now. But if we could get to them, there would be no star there. Crazy, hey? Yeah. You want to know something else, Sam, that's crazy? You're made of stars. All matter is made in the stars. All matter started as hydrogen. Stars make more elements. We're made of elements. We are all made of stars. I know. Mind-blowing, right? Okay. What does anybody know what the word referent means? You guys have already given what it is without actually saying the word referent. Nathan? Yeah, it's reference that you can base it on. Because if you don't have a ruler, you don't really know what a millimeter is, do you? Right? So what is something we can use that is approximately what you think is a millimeter? Talk to your neighbor if you need to. Give me an idea of something that you think is a millimeter. What do you got, Kaylee? You got nothing? Wait, Ethan, right? I'm just trying your names out. Can you think of something that would be a good millimeter? The very tip of your pencil. Absolutely right. As a matter of fact, if you have a mechanical pencil, it even tells you. Most of them are 0.7 of a millimeter, which is almost a millimeter. So that's a good one, a pencil tip. Nice. Can anybody think of another one? They're pretty small. I like to use my fingernail. Yeah, fingernail thickness. And what is its relationship to its base? We've already written it down. It's 1/1000th of the base. No matter what the base is. So if I'm measuring grams, a milligram is 1/1000th of a gram. Okay, what would be a good one for centimeter? But we just said we don't have a ruler, Kaylee. That's the whole point. How could you measure something without a ruler? By using reference. Because a referent is anything you use to measure. Something you use to estimate a distance. Well, I heard somebody say pinky width. What did you want to say, Satjot? Pinky width and wires. Okay. Who else has one? The thick end of the pencil, sure. The other end of the pencil. Now, what makes a good referent? Because we've got 5 there. What makes a good referent, Malik? If it's something near the right size, right? If I said an elephant's trunk, is that a good referent for a centimeter? No, that's stupid. Okay, that's a good one. What else would make a good referent? Kaylee. A gummy bear. Okay, a gummy bear for what? For a centimeter? Okay. Nathan? I'm out of space.
If it's
Consistent across what? Multiple versions of the same thing. If everybody knows what it is, it makes a good referent. Yes? If I were to be from a country, let's say the Falkland Islands off the coast of South America, and on that island there's a bug called the gubu bug. And that gubu bug is about a centimeter long. And I say, well, my referent for a centimeter is a gubu bug. Does that mean anything to any of you? No, so that makes it a bad referent for you. Does it work for me? Yes. Does everybody understand what I'm saying? Excellent. Meter. What would be a good referent for a meter? We've already talked about how long a meter is. Leg length? Okay. It would be a little bit different for everyone because sadly my pants have to be 30 because my legs are that stubby. Nobody laugh at me. It's hurtful. It's tough to buy pants when your legs are that short. A what? A spoon? That's a big spoon. What are you, a witch? Whoa! You got a cauldron? That's a big ass spoon. Maybe you really like soup. Anybody got another one? Because leg is okay, right? Like, I got a meter stick right here. I mean, my leg, it comes right up to where my pants are to go a meter. That's a little longer than my leg. But I'm short. Now, if Rylan or Malik were to stand up, would a meter probably work?
Yeah.
Maybe. Okay. What would be another one? Can anybody think of another one I could use? Your wingspan is your height. Unless you're freaky. I went to university with a guy whose wingspan was like that much taller than his height. You didn't notice, like when you looked at him, you were like, man, Malcolm looks weird, but nobody knew what it was. And one day we were having some beers, and I said, Malcolm, you look really weird. And he said, no. I said, what's weird about you? Watch. And he went up to the wall, and he did a wingspan on the wall, and then he stood under it, and his hand was like that much above his head. That is what it is! And then, of course, that's all I could see. We weren't really friends. He just lived in the room next door to me in the dorms. No. Malcolm lived one floor up. Okay, anybody got another one? I personally, for me, it's a step. An average step of walking for me happens to be about 1 meter. Okay. Huh? Okay. Now, sorry, we forgot this. It's 1/100th, and this is the base. What makes it hard to do a referent for big things like a kilometer? There's nothing that's that big. So how do you do it? How could you guess what a kilometer is? You could compare a bunch of smaller things, right? Malik? 1,000 steps. That's exactly what Nathan said, right? Compare a bunch of smaller things, yeah? So you could imagine that. Okay, so I'm thinking, I want to know how many kilometers it is to the mall. How could I guess that? What are some of your guesses to walk from here to the mall? What? 3 kilometers? So we got a 3 km guess. What else? We got a 5. Malik, did you have a guess for walking from here to the mall? 6. This is very interesting to me. Nathan? 10 or 15 minute walk. Okay. Anybody got something else? Yeah, that's exactly what I do. I know that when I'm jogging, I can run a kilometer in about 6 minutes. So for me, I think to myself how far I can go in about 6 minutes of running. For me. Or about 10 minutes of walking.
Wouldn't it all be correct because of all different sizes?
Yeah, they would all be correct. But I'm seeing if you guys have a good idea of a referent. So let's find out how far it is from here to the mall. No, we're going to use Google Maps. No, we can't. Somebody's got their phone out. Somebody Google Map us. My phone's away. Screw it. We'll just do it online. Hey, look at that good-looking rugby player. That's me. Not the bald one. I don't have that many subscribers, even though I have 200 kids every year. You would think I would get 200 subscribers every year. But I don't. Google Maps. And we are going from... No, we're not walking a high street. Abby Senior. Oh, nice typing, idiot. Abby Senior, which is work. 2, 7. God. Seven Oaks Mall. 1.7 kilometers. No, dude. It's the same distance if you're riding a bike or walking. Distance doesn't change. Really? I rode a bike. It was like 8 light years to the mall. So your guys' guesses. Wow. That is very interesting to me. Now, wait 1 second. Now, Nathan said 10, 15-minute walk. So let's change this to, I can't remember how to change it to walking. Oh, right there, the walker. 19 minutes. Not bad. No, but that's weird. I've checked Google's walking. I think Google, whoever walked for Google with the spinny thing on their head instead of driving a car, walked like a 97-year-old person with a broken leg on crutches. I can't believe it. Like, I would Google this stuff when I was in Ecuador. I would Google, like, how far is it a walk from this spot to this spot? It'd be like 29 hours. And by the time I'm finished Googling, I'm there.
Yeah, it's like.
It's the dumbest thing. I don't know who does the walking for Google. Okay, so so we had good guesses. Satcho was one that said you'd use time because nothing's that big.
Or exactly that big.
Everything else is something we could have on us, right? But you can't carry something that's a kilometer long. Right? All right, now let's do the dumb ones. Imperial. Blech. But sadly, we need to know them. An inch. Anybody even know how long an inch is? Malik already gave it to us. Yeah. It's for most people, it's about half their thumb. The first, and don't laugh at this word. About what, huh? Question about a meter. How long is a meter? It's a simple question. Everybody should be able to answer it. It's not any other distance, because every other distance is just a fraction of a meter. That's like saying, how much is $1? 4 quarters. It's still $1. Very existential, guys. This is not philosophy class. A meter is not a meter. All right. Now, what is the problem over here? Is there a base? No, there isn't, because it's all over the place, right? What would you say, because these are all measurements, what would you say of those is the base? An inch, because it's the smallest. So you would call this the base. Now, what's a foot? I need a referent for a foot. It's a real easy one. A foot. Most of us are, yeah, the king's foot. No dice. Now, interesting story or quick history lesson. The fact that the king's foot is what they used is why we have the metric system. Because back in the day in France, the peasants needed to get their crops from the farm to the market, right? Everyone agrees, right? There weren't farmers markets back then. You didn't go to the farm came to you. Everybody cool? So, Malik is a farmer. Malik grows corn back in his corner. I live in Paris. Malik has to get his corn all the way to me in Paris. So he puts it in a cart, hitches up some horses, and he starts walking. He goes, yeah! Oh, except in French. So, la-ha! La-ha! Right? Because it's in Paris, so it's French. And on the way, he has to cross through... Whose land is he going to cross through? He's going to cross through, I got to remember names. Sahil. No. Sahil sits there in another class. Tajvir. All right. He's got to cross through Tajvir's land. Tajvir is the local noble. What does Tajvir do to make money? He charges tolls and taxes because he's a noble. He doesn't actually work. He charges tolls and taxes. So Malik pays him a toll and a tax based on how much corn Malik's hauling. Who decides how much corn Malik's hauling? The noble. Tajvir says, my feet are very, very tiny. Your trailer is, except this is all in French, so, my feet are very, very tiny. I can't do a French accent, and I can't speak enough French to do this. So un pied. Your trailer is 25 pieds. Les francs. And Malik has to say fine and pays him. Then he comes to Jashenpreet's land. Jashenpreet has even tinier feet. And she says, your trailer is 45. 45 pieds. Les francs. And Malik pays more. And then he gets to Paris. And I'm the noble of Paris. And we all know how short and fat I am. I have the tiniest feet of all. And I say his trailer is 60 pieds. Les francs. And poor Malik, before he's even sold one piece of corn, has paid 3 taxes. Each tax is different. Why? Because every noble was different. So Malik says, screw this, chops off my head, and starts a new country, France. And one of the first things they did in the revolution was create the metric system, so Malik would not have to pay 5 different kinds of taxes. True story.
You know that they tried doing a metric calendar, but they
Yeah, metric time. They always talk about it, but they're never going to do it. All right, so a foot. What's the foot's relationship to the base? We count in tens, so it should be some factor of 10, shouldn't it? Of course it isn't. 1 foot is 12 inches. That makes good sense, right? Sure it does. Don't be that way. Just ask 350 million Americans. It makes perfect sense. Yard. How much is a yard? So what's your referent for a yard? You're a big dude. You're like Arnold Schwarzenegger. A yard is almost a meter. 3 feet. So what's our referent for a yard? If it's almost a meter, what would be our referent?
3 feet.
Well, wouldn't it be almost the same as a meter?
A meter.
Great. What's its relationship? It must be a factor of 10, except it's not. What is it? No. Damn it. I don't remember your name. Not you. I know your name. You're Tajvir. Tushar. You are Tushar. You were sitting up here yesterday. That's why I wanted you guys to sit in the same seats. Tushar. What's the relationship between a yard and an inch? It's different. It's 36. It's stupid, isn't it? In metric, you were all able to do it in your head in 2 seconds. 1 yard equals 3 feet equals 36 inches. Am I ever going to make you memorize this? No, of course not. I'm going to give you a chart for this. Why? Because it's freaking stupid. And then the last one's a mile. What is our reference? Can we carry something that's a mile long? So we're going to use time again, right? A mile is, what did we say? Nathan said a 10 to 15 minute walk. So a mile is more like a 15 to 20 minute walk. Unless you're Google, and then it's 7 days. What's the relationship? Does anybody know?
It's like 1,582 or something.
1 mile is 1,760 yards. Nice, easy number to work with, right? And 5,280 feet. Nice, easy numbers to work with. We can do that in our head, can't we? No, of course not, because it's stupid. All right, you're all done for the day. And you have no homework except to tell me how long a meter is. Malik? Huh? What is an acre? I don't actually know. I just know that my referent for an acre is a baseball field. I think the average baseball diamond, like Major League, is a little under an acre. It's like 7/8 of an acre. So I think about it. It's also maybe a football field is about an acre. Satja. Tell me what a meter is. I can't make the question any simpler. What unit of measurement? This is a unit of measurement. The millimeter is a unit of measurement. I want to know what is a meter. How did they know how long the thing is that they divided by 100 to get centimeters?
It's 1/1.
No. Satjo. Yes, you can. You've got 5 minutes right now to go to the washroom. Have good days, everyone. See you tomorrow. Enjoy it. This is one of the last days you'll have no math homework. Well, that's not true. You'll have no math homework a lot if you actually work in class. And don't worry, I don't usually talk for the whole class. I didn't actually read what your shirt says. Give me space. That's awesome. I love it. Hey, it's Block D, isn't it? I have a spare. And you guys are all staying here, right? Who else stays? Just that few of you? All right, I got to get out of here. Because they have science in this room right after.